Flight Sports TV, man. That's my dude. I rolls with him.
You heard what the man said. It's Flight Sports TV.
Like I said, Flight Sports TV, that's where it's at.
Flight Sports TV.
Ladies and gentlemen, shout out to everybody rocking with Flight Sports. You already know what it is. It's Flight Sports TV. We got a lot of things to discuss tonight involving Coach Prime, Deion Sanders. We all know it's a big-time game brewing. It's big-time games, period, that's brewing. You know, we will document it all. We will keep everybody up to date with news, updates, and more. That's why it's paramount for you to subscribe to Flight Sports so we can continue to bring an array of content your way. Ladies and gentlemen, Coach Prime is no accident, you know, where we are today, you know, with the success. It almost seemed like it was, you know, already written, you know, and we all know the faith of Coach Prime. You know, it's just spilling all the way through this organization. Everybody believes, you know, that's been one of his slogans. You got to believe. And clearly he has got the players, the coaches, you know, the entire school, hell, the entire situation over there in Colorado has to take heed to Coach Prime, Deion Sanders, and his rise. You know, he has completely taken over sports. He has the sports world in the palm of his hands, and he's looking at it. He's fondling it. You know, he's moving them, all kind of stuff. Pause. You understand? But clearly, you know, you get what's going on. Coach Prime is out here wilding, you know, and it's only the beginning. You know, we're going to get into everything, why it's not an accident that all of this is percolating, and we're going to get into why he will step all over his next coming opponents. You know, this Flight Sports, this should be a hell of a conversation tonight. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. We're about to get started. I got the legendary Uncle Vern in the building. Uncle, what's good?
Hey, what's good, Flight? You still there?
Yeah.
Hey, Flight, well, I'll tell you something, man. You said it just right, man. Look at it's legendary. Well, I'll tell you, Flight. Hey, this is what I wanted to say real fast, okay? Let me get it right. Okay, with Deion Sanders. With him, Flight, okay, say for instance, okay, you had just made mention, you know, you see they're going to be winning games like that, right? So, you know, it's safe to put money on stuff like that. You know, people that bet stuff like that. A lot of people don't do it. A lot of people do it. You know what I'm saying? I don't do it because I don't know how to go about doing it. It ain't no religious thing and nothing. I just don't know how about doing it online and nothing like that. You know, messing with my money and how to put it on a card and all that other stuff. Make a long story short. Look here, I'm tell you something, Flight. I told Dex this. I don't know if you were listening when I told Dex this. Look here. There's two things you can bet on. That's one of them is 23 black. That's Michael Jordan. And there's another one, 21 black. That's Deion Sanders, Flight. You understand me?
Yeah, I mean, it's very apparent of the situation.
Yeah, apparent. Well, I'm telling you, that word, boy, they do another word to apparent. I'm telling you, boy, that means that's self-explanatory. Yeah, it's right there in front of your face. That's what that word means. Yeah, apparent. Yeah, obviously. Yeah, I'm sorry, Flight. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, like, this stuff that Coach Prime is doing is definitely not by accident. It seemed like it's by design.
Yep.
You know, Coach Prime is definitely seeming like he's poised for major success. And can you agree, Uncle Vern, that he has the sports world in the palm of his hands? Like, he's completely dominating sports.
Right. It seemed like he got some debts to settle too. You know, it seemed like, you know, even with him, it seemed like he brings on. He seemed like he started, controversy to a certain extent within his own business. Seemed like he started controversy, but then it don't seem like he started controversy. It seemed like a lot of people always got their opinion of it, and he take heed to those opinions because he out there watching them and looking at them. You know what I mean, Flight? Because a lot of people just say, "Oh, I know they out there talking, but I ain't gonna look at it, pay no attention, act like I don't see it." But he act like he see it, and he got something to prove. That's just us that don't do gonna get out because that's how you get out. But a lot of people don't believe. A lot, man, I'm gonna tell you something, Flight. A lot of people don't want to sit up there and call that man Coach Prime like he would appreciate him to do such. They all with Deion, Neon, all that old crazy off the wall, and they go back to the old days, Flight. So when you go back to the old days with a person like that, really, you just talking about their past. You don't look at their present and their future, so you don't recognize those things. That's why he get on the reporters like that. Oh yeah, yeah, man, no. They put him. They put a lot of words in front of him, and that's why he always check those words because he's ahead of them. He already know what he know their game. He know they. You know it. That's old media, Flight. You know old media. So if you start thinking like old media, you start getting regurgitating those words and stuff that their old media use all the time. But he catch those, and then he said, "You don't believe, do you?" If anything, you to believe that when you believe that Coach Prime, you to believe that people, not only what people were doing over at that when he was in for the high school when he was dealing with that youth thing, you just knew what he was doing there. He was going to be good when he went over there to Jackson State because he started getting those players. The people were following him. That one guy said, "Look, it's going to be." He said, Feinberg said, "This is what he said out of his mouth." Like he said, if Coach Prime keep continuing in like he's doing, it's going to be epidemic, and the epidemic going to be in them brothers going out there. And again, boy, Flight, you wasn't around, Flight. You wasn't around there when they did it.
You're educators, huh?
Man, look here, man. They did it before. This was in the '80s, man. They did that out there in Colorado in the '80s. Yeah, for real. And
Colorado used to be dominant.
yeah, because they got them brothers from California. Now he getting them brothers from the South. They ain't only just Florida, Georgia, and the rest of them play. He getting them from the South, and they gonna flock out there like dude Paul Feinberg said. It's gonna be epidemic.
What you think about Paul?
Who?
What you think about him?
Oh, that old guy, because he really focused and really connected with that SEC, whatever it is. You know, he focused with them, connected with them. He got a lot of money down there, got a lot of prestige with them people, and he ain't gonna switch and go nowhere for nothing. He bought to a certain extent. He corrupt. His opinion is corrupt, but in the end, his opinion is out there because millions be listening to it. Yeah, but it's money. The whole football system is corrupt, like.
Right.
And then the South didn't catch on. Really, the South didn't catch on until after Colorado. Like I said before, after Colorado did it. Colorado did that first. Then the South caught on. Auburn's and the Georgia Techs and the rest of the world.
Yeah. Listen, Coach Prime is definitely going to continue to trailblaze. Do you think he would have been able to do this at other destinations, or you think Colorado is like the perfect situation?
At other destinations, because his name would have brought them players in, Flight. And but then at other destinations too, because of the way. What if he went to a week? Well, he already do it. What if Jackson? See what he had to do to bring into Jackson? It isn't like Jackson was just man. There you go, Flight. That's what I mean for you to catch on. Okay, what's his name? No, Colorado was smart to get him, and they was trying to go at him anyway. You remember Colorado? It went through 2 in a row black coaches. They was on that destination to get that because they needed to get in those recruits because they knew what was happening. And they was hoping that they get the recruits coming in from the South. And if they can get in a black coach, and they tried it twice, this is the third. Coach Prime was the third one in a row. Am I right or wrong, Flight?
No, you're right.
So evidently they were sticking to a certain program, a certain, thing, what they was planning on. But because then Coach Prime coming in, there's somebody just I don't know what it was that told Rick George, well, man, why don't you go talk to Coach Prime? He out there, he finna go to what's the name, a little conference championship again. This gonna second time. Look, I'm gonna tell you something, Flight. That go right back to what I'm saying too. It's hard for you to go against Coach Prime like that when the fact that his last 2 years they came out, their record was what? 11-1. Going into those championship things, playing for them bowls, them things. You understand me? So he ain't really used to losing like that, Flight. So if you look at it like that, regardless of the fact that he picked up more better talent, he ain't used to losing like that. He won't allow two of them to. So the safer bet is on Colorado, Flight. That's my point. I'm sorry, beating all around the bush. But it's a safe bet on Colorado, just like it was a safe bet on Jackson too. And,
Yep,
and we know you know, right?
that's right.
Hey boy, I'm telling you, Flight. Yeah, yeah, safe bet. This ain't no brag. It's just the fact that it's gonna be a whole lot more. Like Shadur said, he said it himself. Man, he threw more. He threw for more yards, 500 yards. Okay,
That was crazy.
he ain't never did that to Jackson
Yeah,
Jr.
I don't think people. I still don't think people are giving that enough attention. Obviously, we got Travis. We all know Coach Prime is just dominating.
Right.
I think that we Shador slipping under the cracks, but I think that might be a good thing. He continue to be hungry, which I know he is already.
Yeah. Well, I was talking to some people today, flight just along today, and they were saying, they was actually, it's usually things to do was gonna be leaving after this thing. No, I don't see that happening. I see him sticking around, man. Going there to get what's the name? Man, to get them some championships, man. I see him going for 2 championships, man. Flight for real, and I don't see him losing too many games, if none. If none. Yeah, they're on the road, Flight, and they got some good players. So I'm gonna tell you something, Flight. See, I went back and watched the game. I watched the game a couple of times already. So then, when I realized this. Their defense, to a certain extent, was a weak part on their team. Well, listen to it, though, Flight. They're gonna have like about four at least, more players that's gonna play this week that didn't play the other day, and they good. They're the ones that Florida State and that Alabama. They're the ones. Them four are gonna be playing because they're gonna play against what's the name? Because against what's the name of this team? The one that's finna play now, the Corn Huskers. They gonna play against them because the Corn Huskers got a running game like that. So these players that didn't play the other last week, they gonna play this week, like, and they were projected to be there good ones anyway. Shout out to HJ. Yep, Nebraska. Yep, yep. They project.
Oh, shout out who? He said Nebraska.
Yeah.
I mean, he must be confident with Nebraska.
Well, with Nebraska, with Nebraska got a black quarterback, but dude ain't a thrower. He a runner.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we talked about him yesterday.
Yeah.
I mean, he threw for a couple of interceptions that first game, though. So it's gonna be interesting to see.
Hey, flight. But I don't want to see flight. I don't want to cut you off, but I want you to understand. You know, if you ain't something you're good at, you don't want to try to try to be good at it now when you got defensive backs like that like picking up the ball, flight, and
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, Travis Hunter. You don't really want to be taking them chances like that because 9 times out of 10 you're gonna be going to your best receiver, not your second best receiver. So if you go to your second best receiver, that means you're trying to pick on the second worst, the second best running cornerback. So you really trying to do that. So what you really want to do is stick to that running game, and that's gonna hurt Colorado. If anybody it's gonna hurt Colorado going down the middle. But like I said, like they re-upped on that. They got some boys coming in that didn't play last week on that D
Yeah.
on that D defensive line. Like, and if you was impressed with that offensive line, wait till you see this defensive line that's going to be playing next week. Like,
Yeah, the line definitely gonna be looking crazy.
man,
They just gotta work on their defense. I think that's something that they need to do.
Yeah.
Just to be more complete. But nonetheless, I do like what I'm seeing. I want to ask you a question because everybody's so hyped. It seems like everybody's on a high horse, the gravy train, if you will. What happens if, and I hate to throw this out there, but you can't win them all.
Yeah.
What happens if something don't go as planned?
Yeah.
Because the Sharks are waiting.
Hey, Fly, I tell you what. I'm gonna tell you like with that what if and what happened with that. Okay, I'll tell you what. I'm gonna tell you something. And it's like I saying to somebody else. What if God come tomorrow? Then it's gonna be over with. But that's not my point. My point is this: what if Shadur go out there and get turf toe? You understand me? Or get his thumb hurt? You understand me? On a hike and swelling his thumb, and he ain't gonna be able to pass the ball. He got to pass it off to somebody else, one of the other guys. Then that's what they're gonna have to do, Flight. Whether they win or lose, it don't even make a difference. Whether Shador stay in and win or lose that game, it don't make a difference. The thing is, the main thing is just like Coach Brown say. The main thing is keep the main thing. The main thing. Don't panic. Still play the game. That's why it ain't just to do a flight. Really, to a certain extent, it's to do it because he can play within the mentality of the game because he got that kind of mentality. It's not his physical flight. You have to understand this. His physical ability to a certain extent is his arm, but his arm is his mind, though. When to throw it, how to throw it, where to put it at. Am I right or wrong, flight? So he ain't got no more running abilities or passing abilities to a certain extent than the next man there. So the next man got to do what? Step up. Am I right or wrong, flight? So it's a set. The next. Even when if what's the name go down 100, next man got to step up. It's the next man's mentality. And Coach Prime got some good players out there, flight that ain't even came close to stepping up yet, but they're in position to do such. And like I said, they got someone that didn't even touch the field last time, but they're in a position to do such. And I'm gonna tell you about flight. Listen to me. I'm gonna put you up on game for real. Look out for number 22 in black. They playing all black when they play against Nebraska. Look out for number 22 on the offensive side, McCaskill, Alton McCaskill, the one that used to play out there at Houston. When he told Coach Prime, look at me, I ain't putting that yellow shirt on no more. He forced Coach Prime to put him on the field. Coach Prime got to put him on the field coming on the next game. Coach Prime don't want to lose him, man. He don't want to lose him, and this is his sophomore year. And dude is great. You think any running backs in the league now are good? Man, just watch McCaskill if he's at half his strength that he was before last year. Man, I'm tell you, man, flight. Because we coming off an injury. Tell you, flight. They got a whip out there, flight. And you see how the receivers are doing. And you see that what's the name number 4? The guy they got number 4. He didn't even touch the ball. Just wait till he touched the ball. He a beast, flight. They got receivers all day. They got a team. They got a whip, flight, and it didn't take long for you to make what messed everybody's head up was the fact that it didn't take long for them to catch on.
No, it wasn't gonna be long.
Yeah, it wasn't gonna be long, right? And then that's where Coach Pride come in. At a lot of people won't recognize that, won't put that. They won't. They can't get that man. Like flight. One thing about you, you give a person their flowers because you recognize the game. You understand? That's something that like people don't be doing that. They ain't trying to give dude his flowers, man. They ain't trying to give him nothing, not even respect. They can't even get his name right.
Yeah.
It's just like it's like, oh, Deion Sanders, and this is all you doing, and if you just say, hey, Coach Prime, you did a good game, he'll turn around and say, thank you, and keep on going. So sometimes he get into the mind, especially a person like him, he get into his mind and say, you got to cut certain things off. Certain people have to come to reality. And they have to listen to what you're saying. They can't come to their own conclusion. And a lot of people come to their own conclusion because they got, dogs in the fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, the Colorado Buffaloes, like I said, it seemed like is irrelevant. They're going to do their thing. I think that a lot of people are still trying to marginalize them. But, Coach Prime and the Buffaloes, they going for the national title. I don't know if they're going to win it, but like I said, I do think that, all things could change within a week. It's football. One game could just shift everything. Right now it's shifted in a great way. I don't think, like I said, Nebraska could be tough. We don't want to, discredit the opponents, but I think the home opener, I think they got their eyes set on big time fish. And Nebraska, I don't know if they too scared. You heard Shador, he don't look at names.
Right.
Like you got Brady involved. It's getting spooky, y'all.
Hey, Flight. Hey, Flight. I'm gonna ask you a question. So you've been watching well off. Did you see when they brought my boy Colin on? Did you see Colin when they brought him on when Coach Pratt was talking about the reporter that was talking crazy, and then he turned around and brought their brother on Colin? I know I don't know him personally. We deal with him on the phone just like I deal with you. Like right now, I deal with him and then John and liquidated them all the same way. Like, well, when I asked you, did you see him? That young man, did you see him?
No, I didn't.
Called Life in Football. That's the name of his show. Life in Football. What he do? He go around go around since 2000. Listen to me. I'm gonna tell you about it. Since 2009, you go back and you'll see it. Like this, listen, Flight. Let me help you catch up. I don't know if I don't know if you said that you seen when Coach Pratt was talking to that reporter. Remember when he kept on asking that? You don't believe? You don't believe? You didn't see that part?
Yeah, I saw. I
Okay.
saw it.
And then Coach Pratt turned around and called that young guy up. And the young guy came up and gave him a hug. He said, "Yeah, he believes. He been believing since since the December 3rd. Because that's
Yeah.
when that came on. He's been doing that. He's been doing that since then. And all the rest of them too. They all in that same circle. Like, listen to me. I'm gonna tell you so that you understand. They when they started off like that, it's like about 4 or 5 of them that started off just like that, dropping videos just like you say, right? Dropping videos and everything. They started doing that. They all stayed in the same circle. Just like we did with the Ball family back in the past, when Melo came in, they all in the same circle. A lot of them blew up more because a lot of them were dropping videos. Colin, the one that was when Coach Pratt was just talking about, who I'm talking about now, he be dropping lives all the time, like you do, all the time. Colin always got a live, and it's about Coach Pratt. It's always nothing else. It's about Coach Pratt, and he's out there in Florida. But before he got with Colorado, before he started doing Colorado stuff, he was doing high school games out there in Florida. Now you get me? And they all know him out there. So all the recruits to everybody else, they've been knowing Colin. And then when he got December 3rd came around, he just stuck straight with Coach Prime, doing lives about what Coach Prime got, who coming in, who ain't coming in, who going out, who ain't going out. He didn't drop videos, he just did lives. This is my point. Like, they all came up. And they got and then John Liquidator, he came in with 3,000 December 3rd. He had 3,000 viewers on this thing, 2,700. And now right now he got 25,000 viewers. Just all he do is Coach Prime videos. They was down there live at the TC, both of them. And I told you that's what I mean. He was there. They was all there. Man, Flat, I'm gonna tell you, man. This is what I'm gonna tell you. Flat, this is what I need you to understand. Coach Prime taking this to another level, and he don't need the what's the name the media on the outside. He got y'all. You get me?
I get you.
Okay. He got y'all, and that's who he giving the note. That's who he giving the publicity to. He don't be letting people. He don't be letting the outside media to. We already know this. He don't be letting the outside media, the so-called, the alphabet media, into a thing like that. You either getting it from Well Off. Well Off is giving it to us, to y'all. And then y'all turn around and get it from Well Off. But see, Well Off know who's sharing and who ain't sharing. Well Off know who's getting it in and who ain't getting it in. Well Off know who's on that what's the name? That algorithm y'all be talking about all the time. I don't understand it. But Well Off and Well Off is Coach Prime. Well Off is Deion Sanders Jr. and reach the media. And that's what killed them. They can't take that from them. So they can't intervene on that and make money off his image, Coach Prime's image. Who's making money off Coach Prime's image? Like Coach Prime and his kids.
That's facts.
Oh, I'm telling you.
Somebody says Juan Mitchell, linebacker transfer from Tennessee, will play this week.
Yeah. Juju Mitchell. You go and say, Carl, Juwan, that's Juju. That's Juju Mitchell. And yeah, that's one of the ones I was telling you about. Flight. He didn't play. He didn't play this last game, but he a beast, Flight. He a beast. Boy, they finna do good, Flight. And I love it. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you. You know why I love it so much, Flight, because you already understand. There's certain many things that get my interest, and it's 3 of them. That's the Ball family. You understand me? That's Kid Austin. You understand me? And that's Deion Sanders. Why? Because it's all family. Because they have an interest, not just their financial interest. They got their kids' interest also. Their children's interest, just like you.
Yeah.
Think about your children's interest. And then when they turn around and say, "Oh, he left the HBCUs hanging and all that," oh, God told him this, God told him that. I'm gonna tell you, God tell you one thing you do, you take care of your family. And you want the best for them, you get the best for them. Am I right or wrong, Flight?
Those facts.
Okay, so if it just say down, the guy told you to go set a bomb off at some place over there in Georgia somewhere, and you understand me, you want trying to what I'm doing it, you ain't putting your family ahead of what you think somebody told you or what you think some entity told you. Because you got to worry about the outcome of what you just did, your actions. So he try to make his actions best that fits into his family program, but people got a problem with that. That's my point. And then they run back to that God told you the HBCUs. Now HBCUs get more publicity now than they ever got, just from Coach Prime being out there in Colorado. Am I right or wrong? Like,
You're right.
yeah, because every time they talk about Coach Prime, they talk about what? HBCUs, where it come from. And then when they do that, Travis Hunter, Shadua, all the rest of them, they got to talk about where they came from. But that don't change no needle nowhere. Yeah, I'm telling you, it's all good.
Listen, man, ain't gonna change nothing.
No, well, it ain't gonna change. The only one gonna change something. Hey, shout out to AJ. Shout out to Jessica. Hey, Jessica.
Shout out Basil.
Yeah,
Shout out Jessica.
Top of the junior. Yeah.
Basil said, just wait until Deion gets more talent in years to come. It's going to be a big problem for college football. Man, it's already a big problem. But I feel you, though. Listen, when he get the weapons, because he just brought his luggage. Wait till he started, putting the weapons out there. You're right.
Yeah. You see, then they come down to because like you got to remember, you got the 2024 season. A lot of the players he got 2024 ain't got there yet. The one he got some coming into 2025 and the 2026. So not more publicity, but the more light that's shining on him, them players gonna be saying, man, well, I want to go out there to Colorado, man. I want to go out there to Colorado, man. I want to go out there to Colorado, man, because they know the opportunity. See, it's an opportunity. When you get exposed, when you get that exposure, you out there with Coach Prime, you get exposure. You already know how you can get down. And you just, man, it's just like being at Alabama, like being at Georgia. But it's going to be better, though, because it's Coach Prime. All eyes going to be on him. All eyes. They got what's that? Y'all know if you know it. They got 7.3 million viewers for that game they just had. They had already announced it. 7.2 something, 7.26. But they got that for the TCU game. That's what it was. The only one that beat that was the LSU game and the Florida State. You understand me, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that means views and that means money. And both of those games was on Fox. The majority of Coach Prime games is going to be on Fox. If not, then ESPN.
Sure, it looked like all of them. He completely took over ESPN Plus.
Yeah.
Last year.
Yep. And they're gonna bring the what's the name thing down to him. Whether ESPN got that game day thing. Yeah, they're gonna bring that down to Coach Prime too. I think they might do it for the Nebraska game if I heard right. But yeah.
College game day?
Yeah, college game day. Thank you. Yeah, they finna do that for one of them games. I think it might be for the Nebraska game or for the USC game. Yeah. But they finna do that though. That's be ESPN. They finna
do the USC game.
And the USC game is gonna be September 30th.
Right.
That's gonna be their fourth game? Yeah, the fourth game.
I have to look at the schedule.
Yeah. That could be, because they got Nebraska, and then they got Colorado State. Yeah, Colorado State.
Oregon.
Oh yeah, Oregon and then USC. I got you. I keep forgetting Oregon. You right, but that's all in the month of September. All those games in September.
Yeah,
that USC game is September 30th. Yeah, the USC
game.
We're
almost at the middle.
Say it again.
I said we're almost at the middle of the month.
No, okay, I understand that, but it depends. But yeah, the games gonna come fast. They coming every week. That's what you just said. Just 5 games. What are they playing 5 games in September alone? They just played the first one on the 2nd. So they got 5 games in this month. You just said it. The one they just played, Nebraska, and then they got Colorado State. And then they got you said it, Oregon. And that's in the month of September. And then they got USC. That's the 30th. That's on the last day of September. That's 5 games. And they were supposed to win 4. So that bet is still on. Man, I'm Telling you, boy, if they get
They're a dominant team already. It ain't take long.
If they just sweep the whole month of September, like, and you can't say it, you can't say
everybody believe that's gonna happen though.
I believe it's gonna happen. Like, I think not only they're gonna sweep the whole month of September, I think they're gonna make it all the way through. Like, I'm telling you, I'm taking a safe bet is 11-1. The best bet is 12-0.
That's right.
And the hardest game, listen to me, Flights. You see how everything picks up and all the competition get harder and harder? The hardest game they're going to come up against is the last game. And they're going to be prepared for that because that's Utah. So they coming out with on all guns blazing, everything they got. Because that's going to be against you. That might be for the conference championship. If Colorado sticks straight to form, and you know Utah gonna stick straight to form because didn't they win the Pac-12 last year? If I'm not mistaken.
I'm looking into it.
Yeah, Utah a beast. Utah is a beast, right? You know that though, right?
Yeah, but
yeah,
I mean they got a couple other things to fry before they get to Utah.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is everything is all downhill, and their last game is going to be for Utah for all the marbles. They're gonna get the best team in the Pac-12 playing for all the marbles, like Coach Prime wanted. Yeah. And I think they're going to be victorious with that also. And that going to lead them into that national championship playing against the best team of somewhere else. And I pray they be victorious against them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking into the Pac-12. Like I said, Utah, they're a good team. They got a game, obviously, against Baylor. They 12th. They ranked 12th. So
yeah, Baylor just lost though.
Yeah, then they got Weber State. Then they got UCLA.
My fault, Flat. I'm talking while you talking. Baylor just lost this week, so I don't know how good Baylor is. They just lost to somebody. I don't know who it was they lost to. I mean, Duke, who they lose to? Duke? That wasn't Duke, was it? Was it Duke? Baylor just lost to somebody. I can't remember who it is.
I'll find it. I know they 0-1. You're right about that. They lost to Texas State.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
42-31.
Right.
Their next game, obviously, against Baylor at LIU.
Right. Who you saying? Who next game is against Baylor?
Who?
No, forget it, Flight. I'm losing. I don't know what Baylor came in the subject in the conversation.
No, I think that they playing Baylor.
Who?
Hold on. Yeah, their next game. Utah's next game is against Baylor at 12 o'clock on Saturday, same time as Deion.
Right, I understand. Yeah. You where? Yeah. Okay, right. Yeah, okay, Utah player. Okay, I got you. Yeah, and then Baylor just coming off a loss too. So yeah, that ain't gonna be nothing for Utah.
Right.
Yeah, they're gonna be nothing for you. It's gonna come down. Utah gonna win the Pac-12 again. It's gonna be like that. Utah gonna win the Pac-12 because they got a team that can come up against USC. You would think that USC would win it because of their quarterback and stuff like that. But USC team their defense ain't nothing. Like so USC put up a lot of numbers, but their defense really ain't nothing. What's the name? Got a defense that won't wait. Utah got a defense that won't wait. So it stopped. It'll slow them numbers down. Because they focus real tough on defense. And that'll be a good game. My point is about that too. That'll be a good game for Colorado to have coming down to the last game of the season because they done learned everything. They done seen all the tricks everybody got to throw at them. So this will be a straight up game as long as they come in healthy, barring any injuries.
I totally agree with that.
Yeah. So that's what it is. Like I said before, their games just get tougher and tougher, but they get tougher and tougher to the point where it builds up your confidence because you can see that you can hang with these people. And that's what got them past TCU. They figured it. What's the name? Shador said it himself. And Shiloh said it. That he knew that they was going to win that game in the first quarter because they knew that they had a better team. They knew that they could play with them. They knew that they could play with them. You don't want somebody. It's just like you in a fight. You don't want somebody to think that he could. You want to scare them before they get to throwing in your hands. Well, then when once they start throwing hands, you want to get them up off you. Then you have to do everything you can. So you got to bring them your first shot. Your first shot ain't nothing there. You know, it ain't nothing.
Yeah.
So that's what Colorado did. They took their first, their second, and their third shots, and they knew that they could. Colorado knew they could play with them just on individual talent alone. And then, because you can tell when they start getting, what's the name, TCU started getting all them penalties and stuff. And Colorado wasn't getting a lot of penalties like that. Stuff like that to carry you on to the next game because you didn't already seen that you learned that you can't be making stupid mistakes. Even with that, what's the name, that fumble with Dylan Edwards. If you really think about it, you would see Dylan Edwards going through that fumble problem going with the rest of his career within his college thing, within his college activity. You would see him having a problem with the turnovers and stuff like that, with upping up the ball, because of the fact that he realized and he learned from it. You can tell that that's the case because he didn't turn it over no more. So you can tell he learned from that. And as the season go on, all they're gonna do is keep getting yards and don't make no turnovers. Same way with Shedeur. Shedeur didn't get no turnovers. He didn't turn the ball over. I think they sacked him sometime, but he didn't turn the ball. He didn't have no turnovers. So he's not in the habit of doing what? Turning the ball over. Even when he was at Jackson, he wasn't in the habit of doing what? Turning the ball over. So those things, them habits carry over. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's just like you just don't jump up and have 3 or 4 interceptions in one game. If that's not like in your characteristics. That's not damn. I mean, what's wrong with you? Dad, you got 2 interceptions already. What are you doing? I'm trying to take a chance. I'm trying to throw it in. I'm trying to get it in. You do that too, but you just don't do it because you just ain't on your game. I don't know. Depends on that other person playing too. But this to do good though. They got a whip. I don't know. I see somebody coming. I see somebody coming out of Colorado flight. I see somebody coming out of Colorado with that the Heisman. I just don't know who it's going to be. Like,
well, there's definitely some stiff competition, but you got them two, and obviously Travis and Shedeur, they taking votes from each other. It's going to be interesting to see who wins it. Obviously, people already are penciling in, USC quarterback. So it's definitely crazy. His name is Caleb Williams.
Yeah, Caleb Williams. Hey, and then let me ask you about him too. Like, now listen here. He was a Heisman Trophy winner last year, right? Like, and he came back. I don't know if he had to come back, or I don't know what his grade. I don't know if he's a junior or senior or what this year or whatever. But he came back, and a lot of people say, well, like he with Shedeur. If Shedeur get the Heisman this year, he should come back. He should just go straight to the pros. What do you think about that? You think he should come back even if he get the Heisman? Even if he is
man, listen, this is whatever Shedeur want to do at this point. Obviously, he's NFL ready. It's up to him. What he want to do. I think it's a situation where he might want to stay with Travis.
Right.
They all come out together. They all probably the plan is for everybody to stay together.
Right. Understand.
Yeah, he ain't rushing for no money.
I'm already knowing. That's that's what I was thinking too, Flight. That's what I was thinking too.
Like he ain't rushing for the big NFL payday like most prospects.
Yeah, a lot of people say, what, go ahead and go get it because you get that security off. You might get hurt the second game of your NFL career, but you set though because you signed that contract. A lot of people look at it like that too, and then I look at it, that's funny and that's ridiculous to a certain extent. You understand me? He can get hurt in college, of course, and then he ain't got no NFL career no more if he get hurt like that. But then that's how people look at it. I don't know. It's ridiculous to me.
Yeah, I mean, he gonna be just fine. Like I said, it's gonna be his call what he want to do at the end of the day. All right, Coach Prime, he already, like you said, get the security. I'm like, he already secure. See, the man is balling, iced out jewelry. I mean, what more do you need to see from this man? Shedeur Sanders. I mean, this dude is obviously moving into a cultural situation. I'm about to say, like, he's almost getting legendary. I'm telling you, if he throw for another 500 yards in this home opener, If you thought this shit was crazy, it's about to be a frenzy. I got the legendary hoop jogging in the building. Don't nobody know, football like this man hoop jogging. What's the deal?
What's the deal, Vern? What's up, Splat?
What's going on, HJ?
Oh man, just kind of getting in from.
Well, I appreciate you for stopping by. Any key pointers? I definitely want to ask you a question about Shedeur Sanders and HBCUs and things of that nature. Well, Shedeur Sanders had came out and he definitely shined the light on the HBCUs. Obviously it's upsetting. People are upset of the departure because he took people with him. You heard him talk about his luggage, and I'm talking about Deion Sanders. So he took, not only did he leave Jackson State, but he took his luggage with him. And but it seemed like he let it be known like his talent in the HBCU level. They keep trying to make it seem like you're going to a whole new league and oh Lord, and whatever he was doing in the SWAC is just irrelevant. This is what the media tried to say. I don't believe this. What's your thoughts on Shedeur continuing to shine a light? Obviously, Deion is doing things behind the scenes and in the forefront. Why don't this get talked about enough?
Because to me, it's a faction of two sums. Here's what I mean. So when Prime left, a lot of HBCU fans, especially Jackson State fans, won't admit this, but it broke their heart. It literally broke their heart. And so they're kind of playing this role like a girl, like when a girl that, she probably was feeling you. And then, you was doing your thing with her and then you decided to move around on her. And then it's like, oh, well, you ain't shit, no way. You ain't got no stroke game, no way. I met a dude better than you. That's kind of what you kind of seen amongst HBCU and Jackson State fans of trying to kind of out of sight, out of mind Prime. So you see a little bit of that. And then there's people who just flat out don't like his arrogance, don't like his way of going about business. And they kind of want him to not shine as well. So you seeing the quote unquote hate in two-part harmony. So we saw last week, man, it just showed that none of that shit matter.
That's right.
By different, and you can go the religious route if you want to. Me personally, I'm not religious, but you can go with just a guy who's just has a natural gift, who has the panache. He has the as the French say, the je ne sais quoi. He just got it. I'm sorry, man. Like Prime could lose both his legs and he'd be the greatest salesman that ever stepped at a car dealership or more.
Yeah.
Hey, Jay, I will tell you something. Listen to me. And dude said that too. I'm telling you, a lot of people be saying all the time. He said, always say, what are you trying to sell the guys? What do you always, would they be saying that? What are you trying to sell them? What are you trying to sell them? What do we always say? I ain't trying to do what? I ain't trying to sell them nothing.
But he is though. And that's what a good salesman does. I'm a salesman by trade.
Break it down. What you mean?
So I'm a salesman by trade. You know why I'm a good salesman? Because I don't act like no other salesman. I don't say salesman type stuff that push you. So Prime ain't said nothing slick to an oil can, from a person like me. So, but he does it well though, because good salesmen, you don't come off like a salesman. You come off like a person who's relatable. People buy from people they like. And in this case, people will sign with a person they like. It's funny. The other day I was thinking about when I signed at Prairie View. Man, I remember Coach Hawk and Coach C. I think he coaches at TCU or he may be at Kansas State now. But Coach C was at Prairie View at the time. And I remember him and Coach Hawk came to my living room.
Shout out Kansas State.
Yeah, man, that they both had like charisma, man. And I wanted to go run through a wall to go play for Prairie View. So I can only imagine how guys feel when Coach Prime come to your living room and talk to your moms and bring that Colorado jersey. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's a different level. So, all these guys like Dabo Sweeney are feeling that heat now. Guys like Nick Saban are feeling that heat now because Prime is switching the game up on them. Like, I'm relatable. I know the music these boys listen to. I know the culture. And I'm going to come and charm the pants off your mom and your daddy, right? And you're going to sign the dotted line. That's going to be the thing that a lot of these cats who don't understand, like, they think it's like the old game where, oh, well, fuck the transfer portal. like Dabo Swinney is, and he got his ass whooped by Duke a few days ago. Like, you're gonna have to be more like Prime, and Prime got ahead of it early because he got young sons. I'm sure that they kind of helped him, and his natural charisma helped him. So yeah, bro, it's why it's a beautiful thing to watch, man. He's so far ahead of these dudes. It's not even funny, man.
Yeah. Do you think that an NFL situation could be on the horizon in the future?
So he does not want to coach at the NFL level because NFL guys are kind of insufferable.
Yeah.
Paraphrasing.
The coach don't run it.
Huh?
No, the coach don't go.
I said the NFL coaches don't run it.
Right.
Yeah.
They don't run the program.
Well, they don't. I mean, the quarterback could get your ass up out the door.
It can. It depends on the dynamic in your relationship to the owner. But here's the thing, though. Prime likes challenges. So he's saying that right now. But let's say he dominates college sports. Nick Saban tried it before. Who else tried it to coach it? Well, let's look at Rick Pitino. Like, guys who dominate their fields, it's almost like, man, let me see if I can do it this next level. Okay, it don't work out. No problem. I'll go back to the college ranks. Like Matt Rule, who's the coach in Nebraska. Coach at Baylor, dominated Baylor. Then he went to the Carolina Panthers, didn't work out. And now he's back in the college ranks. Like, guys like challenges, man, who are wired like that. So I wouldn't be surprised if he went back to his word and did that.
Right. So what I mean, Uncle Ryan did ask a hell of a question earlier. He talked about Shedeur. Do you think that Shedeur Sanders is gonna go to the NFL after this season, or you think he gonna stay with Travis?
Well, it's kind of what I said yesterday, man. I think he should leave when the opportunity. If he's a top 10 pick, he should leave. Now, I don't know what his personal plans are, because I know, like, Travis is like his surrogate brother. So maybe he wants to do that. And maybe he wants to help his dad out. I can't call it. But if it were me advising him, I would be like, man, if you're a top 10 pick, leave immediately, because you don't know how things may happen. You may get hurt. You may have a bad year, and that could affect your draft stock. So I would advise anybody, man, if they guarantee you to be at a certain range, leave. Leave.
Right. Do you think, obviously, Caleb Williams is going to go on number one, right?
You said what now?
Caleb Williams, he going to go number one, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's a consensus number one with him.
Right. What if Shedeur beats him, at Colorado?
Well, I got to see more info to prognosticate that, but I hope so. Shit, I think Shedeur, man. The progression I've seen with him over the years, man, like he's a good, smart quarterback. And I think a lot of NFL franchises can use a good, smart quarterback like Shedeur, who has that championship pedigree. Like, if you heard him talk about how he don't worry about names and stuff, bro.
Yeah, I said that earlier. He said he don't worry about names.
That's what you want to lead your team, man. You want to do with a mentality like that. And that's something that you really can't duplicate. Because a lot of people can say that, oh, yeah, I'm a winner, I'm a champion. But if you ever play sports at a high level, like, everybody ain't got that in them like that.
Right.
Got him in like that. Shedeur got that in him. And so when I hear him speak, I just saw the progression. I mean, because I've been following him since day one. So I'm just like, God damn, man. Like, I think a lot of NFL franchises are kind of peeping that too.
They kind of what?
They're peeping his leadership ability as well.
Right.
Hey, Flight.
What's good?
Now look here. I had thought about this for real though, Flight. I thought about this, but I came down to the conclusion about that, right? With that USC thing, with the quarterback, the quarterback they got out there, man. He talks to town out there, USC. That's all they talk about out there, man. But then what's the name? Shedeur girlfriend go to USC too. She's the actress out there in LA, right? She go to USC. She attend that university.
I didn't know. I don't know what's going on with his love life.
Well, hold on, just stick around for me, put you up on game. She gonna be at that game. She gonna be at that USC game. She ain't catching another game, but she gonna be at that.
Yeah, everybody gonna be at that damn game.
Yeah. Boy, I'll tell you, boy, he gonna put on a show, man. I will tell you, and it's gonna be in Colorado. Like,
yeah,
he's going to put on a show. Okay, and it shouldn't take you long to figure out who that he gonna be. So he ain't gonna fall short of anything. He gonna be right on point. Yeah, it's gonna be a nice game, and they gonna look good for the away team. Yeah, and they playing in Colorado. And like I said before, AJ, look at AJ for real though. USC ain't got no defense. They pass happy, they love throwing the ball and all that, but they ain't got no defense.
What about Colorado
They
defense?
ain't got no defense either. Shit, if you want to
Yeah,
play that.
whoa. This is what I was telling you at first. At first you wasn't listening though, like I told you before. A lot of them players that didn't play last week gonna be playing this coming week, Flight. You got 3 different players that's gonna be playing. It might be even started that they didn't even play last week. And those 3 players are on defense. And matter of fact, he just mentioned one of them, Juju. I mean, come on, Flight. You don't get it, but you will get it real fast. You're gonna be saying, "Dang, don't make the same class."
I'm
Go ahead.
a follower of
Go ahead, AJ. I didn't hear you, AJ. Go ahead.
I believe it when I see it, man. I'm an ardent follower of Deion Sanders, but what I'm not gonna do is just say some shit just because I like him.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I like
you seem like you were real critical.
the package they working with. That's what I like. I like the package they working with.
Yeah, I love their staff, but I'm just saying when I see it, I believe it more. So as of right now, they give up a lot of points, so I got to see it.
So you're not buying into this hype train?
No, I am. Like I'm not blindly buying in. I'm not all that.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie. This kind of train. Pause. You know, it could have you blind because Coach, like you talked about the spirituality. It seemed like America could get lowered in. Like people who don't even watch football loves Deion Sanders.
But I
don't think we ever seen no shit like this. Usually it's somebody younger. I mean, like, come on, this is crazy.
It is.
I don't know if it's because what you're doing. I mean, like you said, he listening to all. He know everything. He can relate to everybody.
It ain't about the spirituality, because the spirituality really ain't got nothing to do on the football field when it comes between people doing their job and doing what they're supposed to be doing. If it comes about spirituality, it got to be a mindset that was settled within your mind and your spirit. That's the only way the spirituality come in. They don't run spirituality, don't run no plays.
Right.
Yeah. So, I mean, what do you mean? That's what was that 10% of the game? I mean, how much percent of the game is that? 99.9% of the game? I don't know. It depends on how you look at that right there. But spirituality ain't got TCU believe in Christ just like Deion do. That's Texas Christian University. I mean, come on now. I mean, spirituality ain't got nothing. There's no how.
No, I know. I was more pertaining to people gravitating towards him.
Oh, yeah, okay, I get that. Yeah. Like I said before, they did that with that. Yeah, they did that with what's his name. I said that before. They did it with what's his name back in the 80s. That Bill McCarthy guy, and that because he was getting black. What made them go against him was the fact that he was getting in black players at skilled positions, and also, he preaching Christ around a bunch of atheists out there in Colorado. So he really got it did, and then when the players start getting that money and start doing this and start doing that, they really went downhill after that. But that what it was. And Deion won't let that. He ain't gonna allow that to happen. He wouldn't allow that to happen. He got check on that coming in the gate. Bill McCartney really didn't have check on that. He allowed it to go on, and then when he left out, the other guy came in and took his place, and it got even worse. They was winning, but everybody running around smoking, drinking, and messing with the women. It was crazy out there. But yeah, it's still what it is. Deion wouldn't do that though.
Talking about that CU?
Say it again.
You talking about it was crazy at Colorado?
Yeah, that was good during the Bill McCarthy days. I don't know if AJ wouldn't know about because he's still young there. But Bill McCarthy, let me tell you, Bill McCarthy was to a certain a black Deion, a white Deion Sanders. When I say that is the fact of this. He took a chance on them players coming up out of California, especially out of Compton, all up in the Deion Stewarts of the world. The rest of them guys, these people came out before they started getting them big players at Texas and at Alabama and all the rest of them guys. Them guys there was they trenches was all white and big, so they didn't have no tech players like that, at them skill positions and stuff like that. Especially no quarterback. Cordell Stewart was one of the first and only one in college football. Who was the black quarterback before him? Too much of. Can you name one, HJ?
A quarterback that what?
What quarterback you know that came into the league to win the championship before Cordell Stewart? Let me put it at win the championships. What black quarterback can you think of that came into the NCAA before him that was doing anything? Because I can't think of one. And my football, now let's go right back to that. I know Cordell Stewart was getting it in, and he was a brother.
Oh no, I mean, like I guess Doug Williams at Grambling State.
Oh yeah, okay, but that was Cordell Stewart before Doug Williams, wasn't he?
Nah, yeah,
No, Doug Williams is way older than
yeah, yeah.
Stewart, bro.
Okay, I
Way
didn't know
older.
that. Thanks, Jimmy. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Yeah, I didn't know that. Thank you, Jimmy.
Go ahead and finish your point, bro.
No,
I'm
my
sorry to
point,
butt in.
my,
No, the other guy.
right. My
The
point,
other
my
guy
point.
that was talking.
Oh yeah, go ahead, HJ.
No, I just was saying that's the only quarterback I can think of, the black quarterback who was dominating.
Right. Right, but my point is just though on the spirituality side, what's the name? That Bill McCartney guy, he came in, you know what I'm saying, he preaching God and he was preaching that he want to get these players right here, these players that ain't nobody got no name on trying to go after. He trying to get them on the books and try to get them doing something. And he faces a whole lot of controversy behind that. Coach Prime doing the same thing, and that was in the 80s. So Coach Prime doing that same thing. It wasn't because of Coach Bill that coach in the 80s color, it was just because of the fact that he was doing something that was different. And people did he was going against the norm and people didn't like that. Same way with Coach Prime. That's my point. Going against the norm, people didn't like that. They just so happened to be out there in California and preach Christ in their life. Like everybody else do. I'm sorry.
Well, shout out to the panel. Shout out to the chat. Um,
Shout out to that.
it's this started in Texas with him on his path, but it actually started lower than that because he seen what the coaches was not showing his kids.
Right.
When he seen that, at first he just did like every other father did and just train them outside of what the coach would train the child. Then he decided to take it further. But when you speak on, if we fast forward and we come up to today's time, one of the first players that actually go to CU was from Old Dominion, Cole. If I remember his name correctly, his name is Cole. That
Okay.
was the one that the guy from the player from Georgia who wound up going to USC. That was the one he gravitated to when he visited CU. So that that was the only correction I had with that California statement. But Deion does do something different, which is he bring the money to the table with sponsorships and everything else, even within his own money, and that changes people's mindset viewing him because he can go further than what they are at. It changes everybody mindset outside of it, but the people inside get envious and everything else.
Yep. Yeah. I agree.
Because if we look at what he did with True, True was about to be like I am you. A lot of people don't know that. True was literally about to be as big as I am you, as far as what all he was putting together. Then he got a call to step up. When he got that call, it wasn't just one call, it was several calls. But he did take what he wanted, which was building the HBCUs at that time. But if you look at it, and the reason why I say at that time is the pride of us that stopped him from being a HBCU coach. They hindered him not just behind the scenes, they hindered him in front of his face.
I agree.
And that's one of the reasons why he was able to, I guess you could say, take over so boldly because he was like, okay, if y'all not gonna do it with me and y'all know what I came here for, y'all knew what I was standing on, I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna do it for the kids and basically highlight the kids more than highlighting any one of you Bama's.
Right.
That's the part that they didn't like. He didn't highlight nobody else but who? The players.
Yep.
The only reason why he had to be showed in it is because the star of the show always have to show up, regardless on if they want to or not. The star of the show has to show up. But when it literally comes to him highlighting other faculty of the school, there was only one other person that he highlighted, and that's because that was the only person that was trying to back him as much as his power could, and that's the AD. So with him taking over, it was taking over mainly because he was doing it from his heart for the students who are the original customers of that institution. He didn't do it to highlight the administration. And I'll pause with that.
I agree with that. Prime is definitely about just the sports element, like, and because that's all he knows. He doesn't know that administrative game. He don't know all that the politics. That's not what he has business. That's not what he has stake in. Prime is big on, listen, man, keep the main thing the main thing. He said this shit all the time. This is all different
Right.
night. The main thing is the main thing. And the problem was, like I was saying yesterday, it's like in the HBCU circles, man, they don't know how to do that because every department thinks they're just as important as athletics. When other schools, they know the pecking order. It's football first. As much as you may think it's kind of archaic, it's like you know just like guys out there just participating in some galoot sport, as far as not being scholastic driven. That drives the business. And for whatever reason, HBCUs fight so hard against athletic programs. I say this because I have friends who's coach very who experienced it. It's just an unfortunate truth because this
Well,
is
I I won't say that. To I I I have pushback on that statement.
I agree.
Now,
You have to say that. Not only do you have to say that, you got to say it's like that because they fighting with a low bucket. They trying to get money up out of that bucket. Ain't that much money up
But
in that
but but
bucket right there. So
the
go
reason
ahead,
why the
go
bucket is
ahead.
so low is because the money that they get, they put it to the wrong stuff. So that $1 million that Diddy put up, I guarantee you, it would not go all to athletics. It's gonna go
I
to
agree,
well, it
and
it
rightly
it
so.
well, no.
go ahead.
Wait. Okay, the money that Diddy put up, the money that Charles put up, and there's one other celebrity that put up money to Jackson State. Okay, the the way the donations work, and even with them being, uh, well, Diddy knows this. Charles knows this. I should verbalize it that way. Diddy knows this. Charles knows this.
Charles,
But
who?
Charles Barkley,
Okay.
when they gave the money, they didn't know what to give it to.
Of
Just,
course.
just like as alumni, the the main reason why alumni are complaining when they give their donation back to the institution, right? they are not earmarking it. What department is it going to? So when you don't earmark it, it goes into the general fund.
Right.
But that's where the problem comes because it went into the general fund. Is up to the president and the board where those funds go now.
I know that. What are you saying that's counter to what I'm saying?
Well, my pushback was when you literally said that the money was not like not going, but there's a reason for that statement. Like you can't give part of the answer and not give the full context of why certain situations happen that way. If that really makes sense. Like
Yeah, of
prime
course it makes
example,
sense.
we have Xavier University here in New Orleans, right? For for you all who didn't know, Xavier was in dire financial hardship, like dire. What they was literally doing was a lot of the alumni that was giving money, some of them was giving money specifically for the football program that was supposed to come. What did Xavier do? Mainly because they didn't have a football program. They bought the old Bell South sub building and put a whole nother department in there. But that's not where those funds were supposed to go because they was supposed to be buying land to actually build a stadium.
Bro, what are you giving me pushback on, bro? You take it the long way home, bro. Like talk to me like I'm 5 years old. What are you getting pushback on?
I give pushback on because you have to know when you give your donation, where do you got to earmark it where you want it to go. If not, that's where it start getting pushed other places in other directions.
What did I say?
Cause it,
I
huh?
understand that fully. What did I say counter to that?
Because you know that part, but you didn't articulate that
What did I
part.
say though? What did I say that's counter? You just kind of explain a anecdotal situation at Xavier. What did I say that I missed?
Okay, you brought up the money from Diddy, right?
Yeah.
Specifically, and
Mm-hmm.
you said that money should be going to sports,
Mm-hmm.
and you know that it's not going to go to sports. That's why I brought up the first statement of Charles Barkley and Diddy knows if they don't earmark it, it goes into the general fund.
Well,
There
I
you
know
go.
that. It
And
doesn't
I,
go
and I said rightly
out,
so,
bro.
because it should do that. Go
I,
ahead, go ahead.
it does
But
not.
but when it's not earmarked, that is the pushback.
Right.
What are you
It,
arguing? I said it doesn't go where you think it goes because it goes to the general fund. That's,
no, it has to be earmarked a
I
Right.
donation.
understand that, but
I,
people do that. That's why
no,
HB.
no, no. And that's why I'm pausing you. You know this mentally, but a lot of people in the chat don't know that. When
Right.
they give a donation to an institution and it's not earmarked for the band, for
Know this. I went to HBCU. I coached at HBCU, bro. I know this. You,
you saying what you know, but you didn't. Or
you let me clarify this.
I said the people in the chat do
No,
not
you said I
know
got
that, bruh.
you
I
said.
said the people in the chat
You said I
do
got pushback.
not know
That's what you said.
when they. Yes, because you
That's my
didn't.
pushback.
You didn't
Right.
say you didn't say the main part. The money wasn't
Good
earmarked
mark.
for the athletic department.
Right. So therefore you
They
made it
just gave a check.
therefore you made it seem like it was just all the college's fault because of the fact that they taking money from just the football team or something like that. Well,
They are
rightly
that
so.
because like the brother just pointed out that they're not directly putting it where it's supposed to go because it goes to the general fund and they divvy it out how they see.
No. That's a misquote. Don't say that. Please don't say that.
No, I said that. I said that's what I'm saying. That's me.
But
That's
that's a misquote,
no, no
bro.
that's,
That's a misquote.
that's me. I'm not quoting you.
No, that's a misquote to yourself.
Um,
If you do not earmark or donate, okay, prime example.
all right.
Since we view, since a lot of us view our HBCU like the pulpit, just just talk about it like it's the institution of that church. If you donate something to the building fund, it cannot go to the general account. It has to go to the building. If you do not note it for the building fund, of course it's gonna go in the general fund. And
That's
that
the thing,
and for a lot of celebrities or a lot of people who donate, they don't earmark it, and that's where the main problem comes in.
bruh. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying when the money gets donated, it goes to the general fund, and they may mean it to be that way. To your point, they may not earmark it properly, but that's how it goes, and that's how funds get misappropriated. HBCUs. This is like well known. So I'm not arguing with you. I'm just saying like that's how it happens. So the athletic program elicits the funds, but like you say, they don't earmark it or they don't denote it to the right chamber, and it goes to the general fund and it gets misappropriated. And that's how we in this little endless cycle with HBCUs.
Well, and then you got to bring up the other point, which is they're not getting paid from their land like they're supposed to, and that's where the real financial hardship for HBUs actually comes from. Is within the land deals, or that they're supposed to get paid from, but they're not getting paid from, and that's why we have to work actually 5 times harder than the PWIs, because a lot of the HBCUs are caught up in land deals. In fact, the HBCU that we just lost in New York, this the, I found out they was on their last leg really like 2 years ago, but they was known for nurses and nurses assistants primarily, even though they had a sports division. But within their land deal, they haven't gotten paid off of their land deal within the last 50 years. So we already started a race behind, when if we would literally get the money that is due to us, we wouldn't be that much behind the 8 ball, which in turn would help us keep our athletes, which in turn would bring in those corporate sponsors, regardless on if they want to deal with our skin color or not, because we will be openly dominating our own product. So they would have to deal with us, and that's the main reason why we're behind. They have us behind the 8 ball because they get paid from the land deal. We are
Okay,
not.
see, here's what with me and you gonna part ways. Um,
Okay.
you saying to more of a liberal mind, brother, and that's okay. You're welcome to be how you are. Being a guy who's a third generation HBCU graduate, I ebb a little more to conservatism. Seen a lot of corruption in HBCUs, more namely Texas Southern University. Man, oh my God, like the dossier is crazy.
Yeah,
Um,
they hit. They hit. I know about them. They hit.
yeah, yeah,
But
it's
keep going.
wild. It's wild. But in any rate, we got to learn to do for ourselves better, and that's going to be the lexicon. Well, not the lexicon, but that's going to be the main part of it. Because yes, to your point, like for my university in particular, Prairie View, the land grant that we promised in 18 I forget it, 1876. So basically, if you guys don't know, to listen to the audience, Texas A&M University and Prairie View A&M University supposed to have the same amount of money.
And Texas State,
Huh?
Texas State,
No,
and A and
University of
M and
Texas,
Prairie
Texas
View.
A&M, and Prairie View A&M supposed to have the same money.
Yeah.
So Prairie View is supposed to be as big as Texas and Texas A&M. It's not.
Yes.
So they have the same land grant in 1876, right? We know that didn't happen that way, and obviously systemic racism is the culprit. We all can definitely deduce that down to its rawest form and understand it.
They're getting a third of the third
Right,
of that
right,
account that
right.
they're supposed to get.
Absolutely. So with that being said, even the funds that we've gotten over the years, man, misappropriating funds, misappropriating people in power, misappropriating the people in leadership, that's been a systemic thing amongst HBCUs as well. So it's almost like, man, until you sweep your own backyard, man, you can't tell people how to sweep their backyard. And that's something that we need to fix institutionally with HBCUs. And it's almost like what your boy Ed Reed was talking about when he went to Bethune-Cookman. He was like, God damn, I got to do all this shit. And he was not eloquent. He was not punctual. Well, he was not prudent of displaying his message, but you saw the frustration. It's because like no school where you go into where like you have your office, you got to clean the office out. You got to pick up trash around your little general area. That doesn't exist. Like, listen, man, I went to
I know Ed people. I know his organization real well.
yeah.
Keep
So
going.
what I'm saying is, we got a lot of shit we got to clean up too, man. Like, I got friends literally who are administrative. I'm friends with Charles McClellan, who is the AD. He's the SWAC commissioner. He was my AD when I played ball at Prairie View. I know Charles. Like, I talk to these people and have conversations with these people institutionally. And we got our end up to pick up in the bargain too. You mentioned, well, somebody mentioned about alumni pitching back. Alumni don't pitch back like that because they don't see the value, right? So
Yeah.
there's things that we can do ourselves to fix our own problem. And what you said is not wrong. That there's certain land grants and certain state funds that we should have. I agree with that, but we can't control that. But we have controllables that we do not maximize on, and that causes our downfall, in my opinion.
And that part, I do agree. Now I'm a segue from a topic because you brought up a name
Mhm.
that I literally want to touch on. Why is why is the copyright? Why did he sign away the parental copyrights to that New York company,
Who?
the SWAT commissioner? I
Uh,
really want to know that.
I don't know nothing about that, so I can't speak on something I don't know about.
Okay, he the main reason for a lot of us why we cannot find our HBCUs, but I'm primarily talking about the SWAC only because I have family from Jackson Generational, Southern Generational, and Suno, and two out of Xavier. That's the only reason why I can speak on those schools because I have the information to.
Mhm.
But when it comes to the SWAC, he signed away the parental copyright rights to that promotional company out of New York, I think it is.
Mhm.
He still pays them every year, but they have not bought in not their one sponsor, which they're supposed to do. Really help with the marketing, which they're not doing. And when he tried to sign the first TV, I, I I'll say broadcast deal because I don't want to say TV deal. That's too narrow. The first broadcast deal, it was found out that the the parental rights was already given away for the copyright. So that's why he couldn't sign the deal, but he had already signed the deal. And that's the main reason why he's getting sued at this point.
Mhm.
Then when it comes to the ESPN deal, we have our own server rooms. And ESPN do not send out camera crews to these institutions. So why didn't you even try? Because we teach computer science. Why didn't you try to build out our own network slash app to where we can actually support ourselves because we have our own email blast list that we can go over alumni, current students, where we can literally bring those funds directly to these institutions because the ESPN deal only will help maybe one student at, at each institution at most.
Well, I can't speak on something I don't know about, so I can't give you a good opinion on that. So I got to look into that. So what I don't do is make stuff up I don't know.
Okay, no, I fully agree with you. but because you brought him up, I had to touch on him because I wasn't going to touch on the lack of production from that office too. And I've been like mad at them
I got
even before he got the job. Because the main problem that's happening at these institutions, and this is the part nobody really talks about, and this is the beginning domino effect.
you.
You walk into an office to get a solution to a problem that you have. Then you point fingers and tell the customer to track down the right person. That's one of the main problems that happen at these institutions. Then on top of that, when the customer finds out no, they was in the right office and all you had to do was either make a call or have a conversation with someone and it could have been corrected, that's that is leaves a bad taste in their mouth. So then that in turn make a lot of people that will in turn become alumni not donate. But they don't look at the customer service aspect of it. And I'm not talking about every problem. Because some people have to fix their own problems because they made their own problems, if that kind of makes sense.
Mhm.
Um, but when you walk into a lot of these offices, they are either on the internet BSing, they
Yep,
are
yep,
online shopping,
yep.
they are getting in the latest gossip around the campus
Right.
rather than
Being
just
productive.
like Prime said, keep the main thing the main thing.
Right.
So when you let that happen so rampant, I mean, I have to use what the White Kings say. I mean, you're letting the animals run the asylum,
Yeah.
and
Bro.
and and that's that problem. But
No,
but that's where part of it stems from.
but I saw the same thing under Dewar Sharp. Same thing. It's the same thing.
Mhm.
Whoever the commissioner was before Dewar, it's like it's almost like okay, we can kind of point these things out, but ultimately, it's about accountability amongst the fold, about pride, taking pride in your work, taking pride in doing for self. And until we adopt that, in my opinion, we're always gonna be in this position where well we ain't got this, well we ain't got that, well this going on, this going on. Guess what? We always gonna be in the rearview mirror, bro.
Hey,
No,
hey, hey,
I'm fully
hey, hey,
agreeing with you.
can let me say, I just hold on, let me say this right
Go.
fast to AJ. AJ, understand this. I'm gonna tell you something. When it always started, it started with family, B, for real, and that's where it always gonna start at, and that's where it gonna end at. We lost family, but right now we getting family together, man, for real though. It's just gonna take a minute for it to just catch on. But then, like I said before, maybe we like I said before, and I always realize too, because I think optimistically. Well, I think about the glass full, the half full, and all that too. I always realize maybe we ain't gonna have enough time for us to get that. But I already know though it's coming, but it's coming slowly but surely. And people don't want change. This is my point. People don't want change, but it's gonna
That's a
happen
bad statement. On
anyway.
no,
So
that
I'm with what you're saying. Go ahead, Jimmy. I apologize,
that
but
that
I
that
got you,
that,
AJ.
here's why that's a bad statement overall. And we as a community, we literally teaching our youngsters to get further in life than we previously did, right?
Right.
So they go to an institution, and part of that problem is that they're getting beat over the head with the mission statement of the school, but the school isn't in turn honoring their own mission statement that they're trying to beat them over the head with. So
Right.
that's why I kind of have to disagree with what you said, because it's not that we don't want change. It's the pride of certain individuals that's stopping the further change.
So those are the individuals that's in the power, that's got the power, right? You speaking to those individuals, they got power, right? They're just not you like you and me. Those are individuals you talk about got power, right?
Not necessarily, because they may have power at the school, but not power anywhere else.
Well, I'm talking about power to change things. Only way if you're at the school, you got power to change things there at that institution, at that entity. So they got the
Yeah.
power to make changes. By me and you, we like when you had spoke about that thing that was happening out in Louisiana about the
Mm,
grant of property and all the other stuff. They didn't have the power. Somebody didn't have power. Somebody had more power, right?
mm, I, that,
About
I, 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 I
Okay.
wouldn't say that they had power. I would say that they monopolized the system and got more people on their side. I'll say
Well,
that.
because you all okay. Well, that's okay. Well, by them monopolizing the system is the fact that yeah. You said it right because you just made it seem like well, you said it first, just like you saying it now. They got more people on their side. They monopolize. They trick the system.
what you mean
Right.
by change, though, Vern? What you mean by change?
What I mean by change is the fact. Okay, well, like using the example like here with Coach Prime, or even go right back, using the example with LeVar Ball. LeVar Ball, I'm gonna tell you something. LeVar Ball, baby, he made a difference with the college system. The reason why he made a difference because he realized that we got to start paying these athletes because of the fact that not then somebody else gonna start doing it. He
Mhm.
brought that. He wasn't a big threat to him, but he put them on notice that look here, I can take these kids, same kids, and do the same thing with them, put them in the league, and then we take you from the NBA and then start having problems with the colleges. They start realizing that. Before then, they didn't care nothing about these kids getting paid. They stuck to that old these kids don't need to get paid. They get the
Yeah.
education and
The
everything
Dabo
else.
Swinney shit. The Dabo Swinney shit. Yeah.
Okay, so you're right. So that's what they did. They stuck on to that point. The LeVar made them change that, and now Coach Prime is going to make them change a whole lot of things.
Yeah. Okay. Let me
And
interject real
Coach,
quick. Okay. Yeah.
go
Okay.
ahead.
So my contention is SWAC, well, HBCU consensus is, to your point, Vern, they do not like change, bro. They do
Yeah,
not.
well,
They
hey,
don't.
I know. No,
They
no,
don't.
like it.
Oh,
2/3 of us don't like it.
no, because change is scary. Change is like you don't have a protocol to follow. And in my
Right.
opinion, HBCU protocol is mustard seed of hope, slow roll, keep it how it used to be, but complain about not having the amenities of other places.
Exactly.
Wait,
Exactly.
wait. Complaining about what? Say it again.
It's hilarious.
Not having the amenities.
Right.
The amenities, not the ability. You say amenities. What do amenities?
Amenities.
I got
Amenities.
What is that? Money?
the housing, the
No,
stadium.
housing.
Yeah,
Housing, stadium, food,
right,
um, like uniforms,
right.
equipment.
But then
Like,
to get change, it's like you gotta. I'm gonna put it this way. I'm gonna anecdotally put this up. When I was in Prairie View, I remember we had a thing called Panthers at Work, Paul. So basically, it was student athletes who went and did work in the community, in the local
yep.
community, and we had some soccer players who Hispanic kids. They got on the Panther magazine on the website. Alumni was complaining, why y'all got these Mexican kids on the front of the website? Like, nigga, they go to your institution, they pay dollars to be a part of your institution, and they are
Yeah,
doing community work, and you upset about that?
Yep.
Are you kidding me?
yeah.
I
Are you
remember when that
freaking?
happened.
That's I'm gonna say it. That's niggas' logic to a
Right.
lot
I
of people
understand
who
that. I
are in
understand that.
HBCUs who have attended HBCUs. It's like, dude, I understand that HBCUs is for black people, primarily. I get that. But any business, tell me a business say, you know what, I'm only gonna sell to this kind of person. Show me that, I'll show you a failed business.
Okay.
HBCU,
Tommy Hilfiger then came back. Nike then
come on,
came back.
talk to me.
Adidas then came back. Even Puma then actually came back. Cause
Come on,
Hey,
Puma didn't want us in their shoes at all.
right?
hey. Let me ask you, hey Jason. With that HBCU thing, and then that, how they how they distinguish what's the other. Okay. This okay. Okay. I'm in the Spanish neighborhood. Mostly majority of Spanish and Hispanics, right? And
Yeah.
they just as dark as me is, but they speak Spanish, man, like it ain't nothing going out of style. But they just as dark as me. They look like me, but they just you know what I'm saying. They I don't get that. You understand me?
Well,
Okay,
And
but
you can have
I
let's just say put it like this, Jay. I just say say you got two Puerto Rican guys, you know what I'm saying, just as dark and lovely, just as like you is and like I am. You know what I'm saying? And but what do you want to do regular? Where you want to put them at? Okay, these are two Puerto Rican guys,
I got you. I
or
got you.
these are two
I,
men
I,
of color.
I got you real quick. So
Okay.
people. So here's the problem that black people do. We identify with skin color, and it's
Right.
not. It's not that. People are more tribal than that. That's why when you go into African spaces, Africans don't fuck with we call FBA, Foundation of Black Americans. They don't mess with us because it's culturally. So that's
Mhm.
why like Africans don't consider themselves black like that. That's why they call us Akantas, right? So we have this thing where we're so enraptured with black and white. It's deeper than that. It's more tribal than that. So when you see brothers like that, they're probably Cuban, they're probably Dominican, or they're probably Colombian. I mean, over the what they call the diaspora of black, quote unquote.
Yeah,
The slave trade
they
went
proud to be
very
their
far.
colonizers. They
Yeah,
proud to be
it went very
today
far and
their
wide.
colonizers. Yeah, go ahead. I'm
Got
sorry.
you. So it went very far and wide. But they have their own culture inside their own colonized situation. That's why again, like you go to. So I live in LA. If I go to Little Ethiopia, I can't go there like, brother, what's up, brother? Like they're like, no, you ain't my brother. We have the same melanin, but we ain't brothers. I don't know who your family is. I don't know who brought you here. I don't know what you
they'll
about.
literally curse him out.
Right,
They'll
right,
literally curse him out.
exactly. They literally couldn't take my hand with that hit, right? So that's what that is, bro. Like we as black people don't understand culture as it really is, and as culture really is, it's very deep. It's not just skin color. It's about where you're from, who your family is, who your tribe is. Because Africans don't mess with Africans. Look at the Hutus and Tutsis going
Yep.
to war, fighting to death, right? In Africa. So it's deeper than that. So I mean, I would extend that to you to just to understand that just skin color don't mean we're the same. I don't mean that at all.
No,
But
I know that. I know that through the Western through the ancestors when it comes down to Jessup and the rest of them, and the sons of what's his name? The sons of what's his name? Benjamin, right?
Mhm.
So all I know how that go down through that tribe, and I know that what I'm saying this tribe wasn't the same one as these peoples right here. So
Mhm.
I understand all that. But
yeah,
my
but Uncle, but Uncle Vern, to really hit your point home,
yeah,
what those communities do is what we used to do.
Mhm.
yeah,
As far as stand together and
Mhm.
right,
build together, we stopped doing that
right,
because we started adapting to media where they are like, no, we're gonna keep. And I hate in some scenes I hate to keep bringing up Prime. Keep the main thing the main
same
thing,
thing, right,
so
right.
we
Don't
can
lose focus.
build. But that's what they do. They build together where we argue together, and
Right,
that's the difference.
Right.
right. And then when it comes down with that anyway, because it come down with slavery and stuff like that. Slavery, they was taking these peoples off the west coast of Africa. These peoples was already tribes. They was already, the tribe of Judah. These peoples was already there. The Igbo's and they was all the Limbus. They was already established as these peoples. So
Facts.
But
so when it comes down to identifying yourself and then with a certain tribe to a certain extent, yeah, because that's where they got them all at right there on that spot right there along the west coast.
And
That's
it's
no, no, no. I wasn't reaching to that point. The point that I
no,
was
I was
reaching
going
at,
I was going
it,
back to
it.
that was what AJ we was talking about. You know what I'm saying? These
Okay, I'm
people
sorry.
right. Well, see, I try to go back and I try to stay focused about what the conversation is. These type of people just took it from that spot right there. They took it there, and then they was brought here. They wasn't brought here from the Sahara and then South Africa and all this other stuff. They was brought here. They did, and then when they was colonized, they was already where they established where they was, and they had their own religions and own customs. We talk about customs,
Yes.
we talk about cultures and ideologies. These people, to a certain extent, to have the same culture and ideologies before with the same people. But what they're doing was fighting and going up against each other, and then that had the colonizers come in and just take over. You understand me? And then ship these peoples out and then bring them over here. To a certain extent, that took away their culture. That took away everything. But not only did they send them over here to the United States, they was all over South America.
Well,
The
let me
six
say,
Yeah.
days of places and
let me say this,
everything. Yeah,
brother. So,
go ahead, HJ. I'm just
so
saying.
our ultimate problem, what you're saying is not incorrect. Our ultimate problem is we don't have an identity.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
we have this longing to be accepted, and I don't care how people say that. You put your fist in the air, Black Power, and all that. We
yeah,
have incessant need to be accepted by white boy. That's
yeah.
in my opinion.
Well,
For,
hey,
for,
hey,
for the bulk, that is a true statement. For the bulk,
Yes,
that is a true statement.
yes,
it's
it very much is. I
because
agree.
as much, bro. I'm a two-time HBCU graduate, bro. You'd be surprised how many, niggas would talk all this pro-black shit, but ultimately you want respect from white people. And what I always say is, listen, man, respect is earned, not given. You go about your business the way you go about business, and then people respect commerce. They respect money. They respect morals. I say this all the time. I look in the Asian community. The Asian community does not vote.
Nope.
They don't vote, and
They send lobbyists. They do not vote.
they lobbyists. Exactly. They put their money into the politician who they want shit in, and they get their agenda, and they're out. Right? Indians do not vote. Africans do not vote. They have their own intricate part of community, and they stick to code.
Yep.
That's our problem as black folks. We all over the place. We'll say that, oh man, F the police. But in our community, let's keep it real. We need
We need
police.
the police.
We need the goddamn
Yeah.
police.
That
Because either
Let's
I'm
keep
gonna
it
shoot,
real.
either I'm gonna shoot first, or I'm gonna call the police. It's
Right.
as simple as that.
Because
What it
we're
is.
out of
Because I got two
control.
options. I
Listen,
got two options.
bro, our women are out of control. Our women say I can twerk, I can do whatever I want to do when I want to do it. With Sexy Red is the new progenitor of this new, and who's the Glorilla? These women, I know it sounds like a caricature. I get that, but you'd be surprised how many young women follow that ideology, man. But then they say, "Oh well, black men got to protect us." But then they'll go out and just disrespect anybody, anytime, anywhere. Suki Hana, another one of them names.
well,
It's like,
well,
dude,
I'll touch on the. I just want to add this
all right, go ahead.
one latest song. Sierra just dropped a new song. Not the one with Chris Brown, the one before that, where she was talking more about women independence and this, that, the third. But she married with a husband, and like I was actually shocked. A lot of women did stand up against what she was saying, but they wasn't standing up when Beyonce went left, or Nicki Minaj went left,
Right.
or even Carly B went left. But they bashed her hard when Beyonce does the same thing.
Beyonce made a song called "All the Single Ladies Been a Married Woman." That's crazy. That's crazy. To me, that's the same detriment as like dudes like Young Jeezy who raised an upstanding son talking about trapping or dying. To me, it's the same thing. And I hate that shit too, man. Listen, a fan of Young Jeezy since been pimping.
Yeah,
But I
but
hate,
it was prior to him getting a son though.
huh?
It was prior to him getting a son. It was
I
prior.
understand that, but he kind of kept that same thing going though. That 16.5 and all that shit. That
Yeah,
dope talk.
yeah.
I hate that stuff, bro. Listen, I'm a dude. I loved it when I was
It's
21 years
17.
old,
It's 17
22 years
5.
old.
It's 17 5. Get it right now. Come
17.5.
on now.
I mean, whatever, man.
Yeah.
So the fact
17 5.
you know dope prices, right? And we don't know interest rates is a problem, right?
I
That's the
agree.
bullshit. That's bullshit. We know that the dope prices are off the rappers, right?
Oh
That's
yeah, I used to be out there. I definitely know.
right. So
I
I'm
even know
saying,
the prices now.
so I ain't just picking on women. I'm picking on dudes too. Like that gang culture, that bullshit. Those things add to us being disenfranchised as a people, bro. and I'm
Well,
sick of it, bro.
well, what
I
gang
would.
culture
Hey,
was?
Cole, that's
No, hold
Cole.
on,
Hey, come
no,
on,
no.
Jimmy,
no.
please let me tell him. Jimmy, please, come on. Hey, Jimmy,
Go ahead,
just
bro.
said it. That's Cole. That's Cole. That's just speaking to Cole. It's just like I was telling, listen, I was telling Coach Hayes. Look, Coach Hayes, I'm gonna go ahead. I ain't gonna pay my gas bill. You know, I have a gas bill usually $600 a month. I'm gonna put it all on this game. Watch, boy. I'm telling you, they gonna turn out. Only reason why I said it like that to Coach Hayes because the fact my gas bill, it ain't my gas bill, it's my light bill, nothing like that. It's my gas, my weed bill. That's just
I
talk
ain't tripping
like
off
that.
weed, man. Weed's legal. I'm
No, no,
talking
no, no,
about
no. Well,
cocaine
first of all,
and
you talking about people talking in code. Am I right or wrong?
no, I'm not, but not to that
The
magnitude.
words they
That
I'm
use,
that
talking
that's
about a
code.
drug that debilitates people.
no, that wasn't the point that he was
All right,
making.
go
No,
ahead.
I wasn't making that point at all.
Okay,
I'm
my
talking about
fault. I'm
things that
sorry.
debilitate our community. That's what I'm talking about.
As
Yeah,
far as what?
I just said it. Dope prices that leads to crack cocaine, right?
That's cold. That's cold. That's cold. Okay. When you get on the internet, they always say the price of the brick just went down, and they talking about sports. The
I know
price
that,
just
but
went down. So,
I'm not talking about when you
but
use
then
drug terms. It's
anybody
like when
else
somebody
like
say,
that.
"Oh, with the lick read." I know what that means, but I'm not talking about that. I'm saying when you are specifically talking about dope, not when you're using a dope reference to permeate over something else. I'm talking about
Go ahead.
when you implicitly are talking about dope. That's what I'm talking about.
yeah.
And you said, and then you okay, that's what you said. And you referring to saying all that to say what now
I'm
about
saying
that?
that that's trash in our community, and we let it fly. That's what I'm saying.
Right, and I can speak on that as a DJ for over 25 years. I the even with me and with Big Boy, we did it to get out the hood. But once we
Right.
got out the hood, we literally started like the lyricists that I stayed with, like a Fiend, like a J Dog, and Mr. Michael Tyler. I gravitated towards them because they changed their speech when it came to like after that first album. They changed the demographics of what they was trying to aim
They
for.
conformed. When you say change, they conformed
No,
to what
no,
was going
no,
on.
no. They didn't conform. No, no, they didn't conform. They spoke on their actual day to day. They told their own story. But once they got on, they they gravitated towards better.
Bingo.
And they changed their flow. So no, they didn't. They that word there, they didn't do that because they'll be the main ones that tell you they won't release certain albums because the label want them to do it,
Right.
And you know,
but it goes against their man code.
now let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, Jimmy. Now, okay, now what can we speak about? We speaking about a lot of things, especially the stuff that's going on in the world. We always speak about that. We do that all the time here on Flight Sports TV. We understand that. I understand that. I do that for a long time. Now you take that right there, what we talking about right there, and relate that to Coach Prime right now. You think Coach Prime is going against the norms? You think he trying to start stuff? You think he running scared from him? What you think he doing right now? Because right now, what you saying right now, what we do as far as rap and all the other stuff go, Coach Prime in the midst of doing that right now, whether you recognize it or not. He's
He's
No,
he,
Prime.
oh,
he's forcing the establishment to do something.
Well,
he's pushing Christianity, bro. He's pushing family first
No, no,
six
no. First of all, I'm gonna tell you something.
HJ.
HJ, who jogging? Look here, man. I'm gonna tell you, he pushing more than just family. He's getting
Because he
more
no,
pushing
than
no,
just
no,
family.
no, no, no. See, you you digress from
Nah,
what? Yeah,
he pushing
no,
more than
no,
just family.
no, 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 no. The main word that Hoop Jogger just said, you he said it out his own mouth, and you didn't use that same word. He's pushing what? Who? Say it again, because I
Christianity and
won't burn the head.
Christianity and family.
There you go.
Now he using Christianity to just to move the family. But when you say family, you try to make it seem like his own inner family.
No, 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 no. That like okay.
When you say
When
family, I mean, you
when
just
you
make it seem
push
like it's just the duo him and Shiloh. And
No,
then
No,
what's
no,
his
no,
name?
no,
The other
no,
guy.
no, no,
not
no,
true,
no,
bro.
no, no, no,
Okay.
no. Don't, don't do
Uh,
him like that,
okay.
cause that's not the point that he's trying to emphasize. What coach is doing at this point, he the main thing that have us really gravitating towards him is that he's messing up the old guard's money. And the old guard is mad. That's why they went on such a impactful blitz of media when it comes to Prime because he's messing up their money.
Okay.
And
Okay, now where you lost me at, this is where you lost me at. You said we. See me, I don't look at it like that. That he's messing up the establishment money. That's why I get with him. I get with him just like AJ said first about that family part. That's family. That's what I get with that right there. But as far as him messing up the establishment's money, that don't really turn me on or off about it. But he got the courage enough to make an example of it. That's my point. He got the nerve enough to bring it out. Not you got to bring it out about that. He bringing it out himself. That's my point. He starting shit.
No, I mean, okay, literally, everybody didn't know his own personal money that he was investing when it came to truth. So now before truth, he was already investing money within the kids that he was literally coaching. That is what he viewed as family first. When he's speaking on family first, he's it, and that's the most misconception of people who really don't follow him is that when he's speaking about family, he's speaking about his football family. He is not speaking on Shiloh or Shador or the daughter. He's not speaking on them. And that
I
is the
agree.
biggest misconception that people bring to the table. When
Right.
he's saying family, he's speaking about everybody on his team.
Right.
Because even in the interview, he said it himself. He's gonna have to switch it from just his football family to his whole team.
Yeah.
And
You right.
then he was talking about his promotion people. Then he was talking about his sponsors. Like that's why he turned down a lot of sponsors. He would have had way more sponsorship even with just playing baseball than he ever would have gotten in football because his percentage was high for a lot of people who don't know. And the main reason why I'm bringing up his baseball situation is because a lot of people know him for football, but they don't know that he was literally that dude when it came to baseball also. So that's where a lot of his partnerships came from, a lot of his meetings. Like it came from that baseball side, and being that it then they will bring up, oh, you also did this at football, oh, and you're doing this and you're doing that. Like he even at one time he was even sponsoring a track team that he was gonna put together that was gonna be killers. Like their speed was bananas.
Can I add something real quick?
Yeah.
So also what Prime is adding, this messing the program up, is he's adding that patriarchal order,
Yes,
meaning father first, because this society does not like patriarchal order. It's a matriarchal driven entity. Look no
I
further
agree.
than every NFL draft you see, every NBA draft. What parent do they always accentuate when black players get drafted?
The mother.
Always. And no disrespect to all the ladies listening, but listen, man, we talked about these entities that don't vote, right? Asians, Indians, Africans. Guess how their family structure goes?
Male first.
Patriarchal. And you know what? They do just fine in this society. I think black folks. It's funny, man. I grew up in the hood. I grew up amongst mostly black folks. I thought America was mostly black people, and I just thought that we was just so maligned and so disenfranchised. Cause I'm like, man, it's a lot of us. Like, why people do us like this? Till I learned we are 13% of the U.S. population. I was like,
Yep.
damn, that was a blow because I didn't know that. All I knew was black centric. Like everywhere I went was mostly black people, some Koreans, sprinkled in, some Mexicans sprinkled in. Not a lot of white interaction, when I was young. But generally speaking, in these communities who are also minorities, just like us, they have a patriarchal structure, and that's why they thrive. In our community, we fight that tooth and nail, and we wonder why we're struggling when we shouldn't be, because we're so talented, we're naturally smart, we're naturally athletically gifted, so on and so forth. I'll say this anecdotally. In real life, I'm 6'7". I've had two times, 'cause I live in LA. I've had two
Hmm.
Hispanic men, in two different situations, be like, man, bro, you just so blessed, bro. Like, bro, look at you, bro. You just so like you tall, bro. Like you just got it, bro. Two times this happened to me in 4 years living in LA. No bullshit. Like I was at the bank both times, ironically. So
Okay.
we have this complex though. It's just like we're marginalized and we ain't got nothing. We can't do nothing. No, 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 no. That's not the case. We are naturally gifted in so many ways, and we just don't capitalize on it. And that I'm not gonna lie, y'all, that pisses me off. I don't deal in lack. I mean, what's funny, man? When I was in high school, I came in high school. I was 5'9". I left 6'7".
Okay.
Bro, I played 1 year varsity and got all the way to the D1 level. Played professional overseas and all that. You know what?
Hmm.
I did it from hustling, grinding. I mean, natural gifts. Thank God for that. But I made a lane for me, bro. I recruited myself. I sent my tape out to all schools who would watch. That's how I got my scholarship at Prairie View. I almost went to the University of Hawaii. So, bro, it's so many opportunities out here, man, and we have the natural gift to do it. And I just don't, I can't chive with people because me coming from the hood, from Acres Home, which is in Houston, who just make all these excuses like, well, we ain't got this, we ain't got that, we ain't got this, we ain't got that. First off, we're only 13% U.S. population. Nothing's gonna be handed to you. Just accept that, know that, and learn that. I say
Okay,
this all
but
the
who?
time. Hold
But
on one
who?
second. Hold on, let me finish.
Okay.
Let me finish. The sooner you understand, the better off you'll be. So when I see all this, but we, I get it, man. Shit ain't fair. I ain't the guy saying racism don't exist. I'm not saying systemic racism don't exist. All that. People are tribal. Going back to my point about Africans and all that, all those other things. But listen,
Right.
man, we have inherent ability. You gotta tap into it, man, and you gotta link with your like-minded brothers, man, and build. Because if you don't, you're gonna be complaining until you check out, bro. And by check out, you know what I mean. You hit the upper room. So I hope the listening audience understands that. Because we can talk about this shit all day, but at the end of the day, you put the rubber to the road, man. You put the natural gift that God gave you, and you put it to the best you can, man. That's why I fuss with this channel. I fuss with Flight. I fuss with content creators who are black. Cause like, bro, we got the ability, we got the reach, we got the ingenuity. Let's use it.
I,
Go ahead,
I,
man.
I agree. Now the point that I was literally about to say is the older guard that's our skin color, that's not our kinfolk,
Mm-hmm.
that actually messes us up tremendously because they they have the knowledge but then do not pass it.
Yep.
Now what what I literally mean by that is a lot of us get our head bumped when we jumped off of the porch, right? We jumped off of the porch, but we got a little boo boo on our head. But why did we get that boo boo? Because we didn't have all the information. And for the ones that are ahead of us, I'm so happy you brought up the BCU situation is because those kids, those students, I'll call them that because they are the actual customers of that institution. Those students are getting beat so much over the head with the mission statement, and they're they're being asked for sympathy, but they're being lied to. So the old guard that know the better way and right way to do it does not pass the information so they can blossom further. They give them part of the information. That's cool.
Hey,
But why did you shortchange them?
hey, can I say this, Jim? Let me say this also. Hey, look here, HJ, look. Oh, I bet. What? Okay. We talk about with Coach Pratt. We talk about college football. We ain't got to just go to Coach Pratt. We can be like college football. Period. You know, it's on. I had already they realized that they had said it today that it's four black coaches, just head coaches in the top. You know, not the top, just top 25 in America, college universities head coaches. But it's just all up period. It's only what four of them, and Coach Prime is one of them. And to a certain extent, he's the only winners one right now. So he came real fast, and he made it a real point to bring that point out. You understand me? So it's like he's not, like I said, it seems like he's trying to start a fire within the fact that he want to bring attention on himself. Not only bring attention on himself, to bring attention on coaches like himself also. You know, like the TJs of the world, the ones with the Jackson State coach now. You know them, so they come in and they can get their Power Five jobs and they do the same thing.
No,
But you
no,
wait, but don't
no.
wait before you say that because this is my point. This is my point where I
Okay.
want to get at because, like I just said, there's 4 or 5 black college coaches that's out there out of hundreds of colleges, probably white colleges that's out there, but it's only 4 or 5. You understand me? So that right there is a problem within itself. Do you agree? Because you got to remember, look at these football players. They're predominantly black.
That's that. Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
When he when he tried to give tutelage and you accept it, that's different. When he gives tutelage and you do not accept it, that's why you get demoted 3 times at the same institution. And then the institution know that they can control you. Then you become their head coach, and that is what TC is. TC then got demoted 3 times at the same institution. See, I know the history of JSU, so I could definitely speak on TC.
Okay,
That's
you said
why
it. Wait. First of all, you said that to say what? Because I went back to TC just saying that he's a possibility to be coming to the Power Five. I'm
no,
just
he's not
using.
a
Wait.
possibility.
First of all, you talking what I'm talking so that way you don't get to understand it. So therefore, what I'm not saying, I'm just using him as an example. He's not in the Power Five yet. He's not even there yet. He's just a person that has a possibility up there coming up out of there because of the fact that Coach Prime did what he did. Go ahead.
No, okay. I'll word it this way. Bad metaphor when you brought up TC because there's is very
There's
deeper than
hundreds
rap.
of TCs out there. That's my
No, no,
point.
no, 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 no. That is not.
Okay.
Okay. He went to Prairie View, right? He he went to Prairie View. I'm gonna bring up that same metaphor that you just said, Vern.
Go
I'm
ahead.
gonna bring that same metaphor to who? If if the coordinator is demoted 2 times at Prairie View, is he still staying at Prairie View?
No,
Thank you. With JSU, they know that they can control TC because Ed did tell the truth. Deion did offer the job to him first. Ed does not want to leave his son in Florida. He wants to be able to attend that young man games. That's why he turned down JSU. Deion wanted to leave them with another guy that was going to love them and cherish them like he was, which is Ed. But Ed do not want to leave his son. That is what happened with that situation. That is how TC got it because the administrative president was the one who actually threw TC name out there.
mm,
Because TC honestly didn't get the $50,000 a year until Coach Prime gave him 20,000 of his own salary to
mm,
TC's salary.
mm.
That's
That's how much I could speak on TC. So no, there is not. And I repeat with the life of me on my mama and my daddy that there is not a whole bunch of TCs out there because once you get demoted twice at the same institution, you are out of the door, sir.
But he ain't out the door. He right there. He's the head coach of Jackson
because they
State.
can
Look,
control him. That's why they hired TC as the head coach. TC, okay, wait, Vern, I'm really gonna help you out right now. Nearly only was given access to JSU. I'm gonna
Mm,
repeat that again.
mm.
Uncle Nearly was only ever given access to JSU. He was never paid one freaking copper penny. But JSU thought that they could control him.
Yep. He
When
left with
Prime
Prime.
got there,
hey,
when
Diddy was getting paid
no, no, hold on,
for the
Vern, no,
pregame.
no,
Diddy was getting
no,
paid
no,
for the
hold on,
pregame
Vern,
show.
no,
He was
stop,
getting
Vern,
paid for the
stop,
pregame
He
show.
got
no,
paid off his
no,
own merit,
no,
not
wait,
from
wait,
JSU.
yeah, yeah, exactly, Vern. JSU did not pay that man near copper penny. In fact, the director of media, who was there before Austin, they was controlling Neely's interviews, who he could talk to, when he could talk to him. When Prime got there, Prime was like, "Okay, they gave you access. Um, handle your business. I'm not restricting you. Like,
Right. I know this
if this
already. I
player,
heard Diddy say
hold
that.
on, Vern, hold
I
on,
heard him
Vern,
say
hold
that.
on.
I'm telling you, I know this. I'm okay. So go ahead.
Okay,
Keep going.
so literally when Neely's seen now he could literally get paid off of his merit because how did Neely start with with only showing high school track. Then he branched to football. He did not start at JSU, which a lot of people think he
I
did.
know. I know this. I heard the story. I heard
So
him tell it.
so literally that man started getting more revenue from his YouTube situation. And that is the main reason why he even brought up the JSU prior to him leaving, prior to them hiring Austin, who still doesn't put out enough content for JSU at all.
Right. I agree. Go
That
ahead.
that that I'm gonna dual this with both of y'all. I know it's gonna cost me money out of my own pocket to fly back and forward. I'm gonna do that, but I'm still gonna cover y'all because of the pride of JSU. They told Neely, stick it where the sun don't shine.
Facts.
So what Neely did was, okay, I'm still an alumni, and I haven't broken none of the rules. That I'm literally going to just attend games and I got friendship with the players, so I'm just gonna talk to them. I'm not gonna interview them. I'm just gonna talk to them. JSU went so much in a tantrum to where they literally was about to try to trespass him from the
Yeah.
institution,
They took his
but they
visitor
couldn't
pass
do
away.
it. But no, not the media pass. They
Okay.
was going to trespass him from the full institution, but they couldn't do it because he did not break no alumni rules, no current student rules, or any made up rules that they could have made up. He
Right.
had open conversations with the students. And what the administration did, they posted it on social media to try to give Neely a black eye within the Jackson State community of the campus. But Neely did not earn one copper penny when it comes from JSU. They tried to control him. And that is the same reason why TC now is the head coach. They can control him. He doesn't do interviews. Okay, but I'm not even putting Prime in this. TC in the coach before Prime in preseason, just in preseason, who did more interviews? The previous coach of JSU before Prime and TC in both off seasons, who did more interviews? Just general interviews. Who did
All I
more?
remember is Kamagi. I don't remember who came after Kamagi. I don't remember.
Right, but TC do not win that race. He do not do interviews because they try to control what he puts out there. and he lets them. In fact, even if you look at the ticket, the the promotion videos they did for to get season tickets sold. What did Coach O say in that ad? Come on, man, I'm your homeboy. Y'all know me. That's not a confident coaching staff.
That's fair.
So, so, and the only reason why I'm hoping on this is because you brought up TC as a metaphor. I know way more about TC.
What I'm saying is he's gonna prosper from what Coach Prime did at Jackson State. That was my point. He's gonna prosper in more ways than just one. I don't see him being at Jackson State after this season either. I see him moving up, even if he don't win this next
TC not
He
moving
got
up,
to
bro.
win though. No,
TC not moving up. Vern,
he
get
got
that out your head.
he got to win, bro. So
TC is not moving up. In fact, it'll be Eddie George moving up first. It'll be my man from Grambling moving up first.
Jackson,
Yeah, it
and
like you like and Vern, I get it. You're speaking on TC because that TC is what you know. I get that part. I do. And I respect
Yeah,
that about
coaches
you.
like TC.
I'm gonna give you a name, fam. Anton
Okay.
Sewell. Anton Sewell is gonna be the next guy. Mark
Yeah.
my
Who
word.
do we coach
Morgan
Yeah.
for?
I
is good.
I I, I can see that. I can
Yeah.
see that.
And
Who do we
Anton
coach for?
coached at Prairie View. Hold on, Vern. Let me get that real quick.
Okay.
He coached at Prairie View when I coached basketball, man. He's about my age. He's about 2 years older. He played
Hmm.
at Bowie State. You know, he coached at Prairie View under Coach Henry Frazier, who he's an advisor from University of Maryland now, I believe. But Frazier came and gave Prairie View our first championship in like forever, right?
Yep.
In 2009. Sewell was one of his understudies, and he's worked his way up. He went back to Bowie, killed it with his coach. His coach is the head coach. I forget his name. Head coach at Morgan. He took the job at Alabama State last year, but then he left because he had some family obligations. He went to Morgan. He's a guy. Like if you ain't seen players talk about Anton Sewell, he been on my channel like 3 or 4 times.
Right.
Anton Sewell is that dude. I'm just happy I just known him just organically, and he come on my channel and spit game. He gonna be that guy. So in the SWAC circles or the HBCU circles, Anton Sewell gonna be that next guy. I think it's gonna be his last year being a defensive coordinator because I think everybody knows his prowess at this point. So yeah, man, like he's a guy not to be controlled. That's for damn sure.
Yeah. Like
Go ahead,
overall,
man.
the problem with a lot of coaches within the SWAC is literally that they speak amongst them circles how they really feel, but they never say it to the people who it need to be said to,
Right.
because it's way more gripes than what the average fan think within the SWAC. There's a lot more gripes,
Facts. Hey, I'm gonna give you,
and pay is definitely one of them.
hey, I'm gonna give you another name. KJ Black. KJ Black was coaching at FAM under Coach Simmons. He coaches for the Rams right now. He's like a quarterbacks coach. He was actually the quarterback who helped Henry Frazier win that SWAC championship for Prairie View.
Hey,
Yes.
So
have
literally coached
Alabama ever had a black coach?
Alabama who?
You talking about the PWI?
No, yeah,
No,
Alabama University, the Alabama
No,
University.
no,
no,
sir.
no.
Michigan ever had any of those teams? Any of those big school teams ever had?
Michigan, yes. Michigan, yes.
Michigan had one. Notre Dame had one. Um, Another blue blood program that had a black coach. University of Texas.
Penn, Penn State had one at one for a short time too.
Yeah, it's not too many, but yeah. I'm telling you, Anton Sewell and KJ Black, y'all keep them names in y'all lexicon. I'm telling you, those gonna be dudes you see get a real big job.
And no, to answer your question, I it's not about TC controlling the team. Is literally that TC is not that type of coach. They got him because they could control him. And normally, FAMU does get beat by Jackson State, honestly. But the when it comes to the band entertainment, FAMU always kills them on the band.
Yeah.
This time they beat them in both, in band and in football. So, but that doesn't normally happen. I'll say that new.
Like we already discussed. Somebody's going to this, somebody's going to that.
Well, no. The is FAMU band built their own. They are total in the HBCU realm. The band is totally separate than football. We could give a damn less about football, basketball for us band heads.
There you
We
go.
like for us band heads,
There you go.
we we don't care how the basketball team doing. We don't care how the baseball team doing. Track team, football, coach,
That's
softball.
my
We
point,
don't care.
Gemini.
The band, the band,
That's
shit.
my point,
Let that
Gemini.
band come out there. All up.
See now, BS
Either that or the Black
former
History
athlete. I
class.
hate that, but I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, like literally, it in prime example, I can say Southern here. Yeah, Grambling got a decent band. Yeah, they do. I will admit to that, decent.
Man, they got a more than decent
What
band. Come on, man. They
man?
got a main
No,
band.
no, wait, hold on. Compared to Southern, is decent. When Southern come down there, you feel it all in your soul,
They
the
old band
core,
director
your
having like
bone
NFL
gristle.
films, bro. Come on, man. The NFL
Yeah,
films, that shit, like that was a Grambling guy, bro.
yeah, but you feel it in your bone gristle. Hey, one thing about me, I don't mind being Tupac and being on my own island, but I'll say this: when a band do it and you feel it in your soul, Lord have mercy, you ain't hearing me. You
I like,
ain't hearing me.
bro. Prairie View Marching Storm, man. I just say we play that swing and the swing to the left. Hey, man, it get me every time. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so I mean, but for a lot of
You know what?
people,
Southern play
they
that
don't
shit
know
good
that.
too, though. I can't front.
Yeah, I mean, though, don't get me wrong. Jackson State has a good band. Please don't get me wrong. Jackson State has a band. I haven't seen them beat Southern yet.
I'm gonna say this though. Nothing. Nobody got a better fight song than Grambling, man. That.
That I will give you. That I will give you. That I will give you. Now
GS.
that I'll give you.
Hey,
That I will give you.
my junior year, we played against Grambling in that small ass sweatbox gym, and we lost, man. And one of my friends from like my neighborhood, from Houston, she went to Grambling. I went to Prairie View. I remember just watching her. We lost by like 4. I saw her in that front row. She's a Delta, I'm an Alpha. I saw her just doing that GS, 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 you, you. I thought you knew. Bid, man, my soul left my body, dog. I was just like, damn.
Trying to tell you. Trying to tell you.
My soul left my body, dog. I was like, damn. I wish Prairie View had something tight like that. So I gotta say this. Newmark says, how old is Anton? I think Anton's about 42, somewhere around there. He about 2 years older than me. I'm almost 40. So yeah, man.
That
I appreciate everybody in the swag, bro. I really do, man. I'm a Prairie View guy, but I'm gonna call it how I see it. I'm gonna see it how I call it. And I'm not gonna make no excuses. I like your commentary about TC because I don't know a lot about TC, but it's very interesting that he got selected so quickly.
he got selected in all honesty. Deion actually made the call to Ed himself.
Yeah.
It did not come through the normal channel. Okay. when Ed told him he's trying to stay in Florida close to his son, because at least if anything, he could either hop in a car, have like a half an hour flight, and he could attend something with his son. And Deion respected that, so that's why it never really gained traction. So when Ed bought it up, in the pride of Jackson State fans, oh, you was never over. It did not come through regular channel. But was he offered the job? Yes. Because Prime knew, if I leave this man with what I've already started to build, y'all look good. Like y'all about to be better than good. Y'all think I got sponsors. He got his own sponsors. And he got a nonprofit. So it was about to bring the noise. And actually, to really let JSU know what they lost, if they look at that video where Ed Reed walked around with one of the primary donors around BCU, they don't know how much money they looked at with that donor that had walked away. That was easily between 10 and 20 M's that just walked away from their football program.
Hey, you know what? I agree with that, but you know what? They wasn't nowhere in the world. They Jackson State was gonna mess with Ed Reed. No way. And Bethune found that out real fast because they knew he was gonna go off, and that's what he did. He went off. He started making more trouble, the religion, to a certain extent, than what it was worth. But it was worth the trouble. It was worth the trouble. But they wasn't gonna let it happen.
I think Bethune jumped the gun though, Unburn. I think that they jumped the gun.
They did. No, actually, Judge Prairie is the reason why
Ed Reed jumped the gun. Reed jumped the gun.
No.
Reed thought that's some bullshit.
Yeah, but hold on. If we're gonna call it, just call it right. Judge Prairie, who is on the board of Bethune-Cookman, is the reason why Ed Reed did not sign the contract.
Yo, listen, we're about to get up out of here. We're going to pull back up tomorrow. My fault.
Hey, we finish this discussion tomorrow, Jim and I.
That's facts.
Flight Sports TV, man. That's my dude. I was with him.
You heard what the man said. It's Flight Sports TV.